So this is such a pinch me moment, but I'm actually making a video about the CrossFit Semi-Finals day 1, which we were at today. So there was only one individual event today, which was a 5 rounds for time, 800-meter run, and 10 clean and jerks, 57 kilos. For women. In the women's first heat, we had a clear leader pretty much from the start, which was Ella Wilkinson from the UK. She set a time to be of 21 minutes 40 seconds. 0.7. She was basically doing rounds in under 4.5 minutes, which is absolutely insane. Like running 800 meters and doing 10 clean and jerks in under 4.5 minutes. She was so far out in front from everyone in the heat that it seemed as though it would be impossible to catch up. Like she finished her last set of clean and jerks before the second person in the heat came back into the arena for the run. In an interview afterwards, she spoke about how she thought this would be her event to win and she wanted to get into the first heat for tomorrow. After such a high bar being set, only 3 girls in the second heat beat Ella Wilkinson, which was Amy Kringle, Emma Tall and Gabby Magala. It was a close battle between Amy Kringle and Gabby Magala at the end, who only finished 2 seconds between each other, Gabby taking the event win. This was after Amy was going touch and go most of the rounds whilst Gabby was just doing fast singles, which I thought was really interesting because you'd think that doing touch and go would make you faster, but actually Gabby Magala ended up catching up Amy Kringle despite the fact that she only did fast singles. It literally came down to the last round where they ran back into the arena with each other pretty much at the same time, and it was just basically who wanted it more. It was a crazy event to watch because you could just see how hard they were both pushing to try and get the win, and seeing Gabby Magala just sort of creep out and just snatch it was really good. Going into day 2, there are actually 3 British women in the top 5, which include Emma Wilkinson, Jennifer Muir and Amy Kringle, which is a really cool achievement for the United Kingdom. In the men's event 1, the first heat, we had Lazar Djukic take the heat win by quite a fair margin with a time of 20 minutes and 33 seconds. 4 times games competitor Aldis Upenieks, hope I'm saying that right, won the event at 20 minutes 20 seconds, and the top 4 were only separated by 23 seconds. From 5th to 10th place, separated by 47 seconds, so it was a bit more of a margin there. Just a quick special mention to my fellow Belgian Jelle Host, who came 7th overall after one event. Was pretty cool to watch him. Like, he's actually really tall and a very large human being in real person, like in person, which was, I mean, seeing all these people in person is like just insane. So there were 3 team events on day 1, which was a lot. Like, they really had it hard. Teams, it was absolutely savage. The first event was what is on the screen now. It didn't really seem to matter that much what happened in the first half, as a lot of the teams that were behind before they got on the bike made up a lot of calories and then finished before teams who got on the bike first. So they obviously had like a better strategy. Ultimately, it was CrossFit C23, the program Motion, who came out on top in an event win, whose strategy seemed to be like quick sprints on the bike, short and sharp, keeping their calories climbing as opposed to having longer stints of time where the athletes were on the bike. Event 2 was a max RM complex, which obviously was our favorite. It was 3 cleans, 2 front squats and a jerk, all had to be touch and go. To be honest, this event was absolutely carnage and chaos to watch. It was basically 7 minutes for women, 7 minutes for men. There were 20 women and 20 men on at one time on the floor, so it was hard to keep up with everything that was going on because there were so many bars being lifted, and because of where we were sat, we couldn't see what weights they all had on, so we kind of just had to calculate it. And for some reason, it was all in pounds, not kilos. So that was also a little bit tricky. However, Ross did come up with a little trick for that. So if you do have pounds, not kilos, basically just add up as kilos and then just add on a couple of kilos every time. It seemed as though the best strategy was basically to just get one easy one on the board, like something that you knew you would get, no questions asked, and then go full send on the rest of your attempts. As this is such a long, hard complex, you kind of wanted to avoid doing it too many times and obviously wrecking yourself. Like, we saw a lot of people going for like big, heavy lifts and making it through the whole complex and then failing on the jerk, which was absolutely devastating. The most notable lifters were 2 ladies, I believe were on Team CrossFit Oslo Krieger PSL. I'm not exactly sure because I couldn't exactly see, and when the results are published, they're just published as like a total for the whole team, but I believe this is them. And they both completed the complex with around 106 kilos, which is absolutely mind-bogglingly huge, absolutely massive. Then you had Christoph Horvath, who did it with 147 kilos in the men's, which again is just absolutely insane. He is one of those people where you don't realize how big he is until you see him in person. He must be like, I don't know, 6'4", just full of muscle. Event 3 and final event of the day. This event kind of seemed to level the playing field. So the stronger people who came out on top in the event 2 seemed or tended to be further back, whilst the others came into their own with like the running, because there was so much running. For the teams, it was basically all to play for tomorrow with 2 more events. There's only 10 points that separates 7th and 9th place, and there are only 8 spots up for grabs to go to the game. So it's going to be super close, and I'm so excited to watch tomorrow. So make sure that you come back here tomorrow for my latest updates, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 2. Bye!